Word 7. The Fair at Kakava. First part. In front of Romanos' wide gateway, the plain extends afar, low-lying, all tender green and gay with flowers. And all around the springtime gardens make it a fresh and radiant girdle. And there, towards the end of April, the fortress opposite, gigantic and built on triple-laid foundations, is bright with leaf and blossom also. Concealing ivy, vine and laurel, turn into flower beds and bowers those warlike battlements uplifting their frowning towers. Flocks graze among the pleasant meadows, sheep, horses and slow-moving cattle, and sometimes herds of men foregather in multitudes that seethe and jostle as hurriedly they swarm together to surge to festival or battle. And now May month has made her entry, has come again with merry May Day, the 1st of May, her wanton daughter, and loudly in the spacious meadow, all tender green and gay with flowers, exults and shouts in joyous frenzy the festival beloved by gypsies, the fair and revels at Kakava. The shallow ravine that dissevers that meadow with its far-flung boundaries into a pair of smaller meadows sees from its one edge as it gazes, and from its other fronting margin, a festival strange and prodigious around a spring of sparkling water. Once held in every year that passes, a festival greets Maytime's entry amid her joys, her blooms, her grasses. They come, they come, they come, the gypsies. They come, the gypsies who have lingered and stayed for one short space there roaming, to rest within a hut of wattles and find the shadow of a shelter, to say that they have owned one moment a home, and tasted of that comfort which flows from hearth and fastened doorway, to say that they have felt the freshness which, soft as light caress, is wafted in eddies through an open window. They too have flocked, the fallen gypsies, the rootless who are falsely rooted, the gypsies who have mixed with strangers and mated with outlandish races, who by these foreigners are hated, who are disowned by their relations, and who are even more detested by their own blood, the other gypsies. They too have come, the scorned and outcast of even all the other outcasts. Their huts are more dilapidated, more desolate than burnt-out hovels. They are of all the most unhappy, for by the house they are rejected, yet neither will the road receive them. Because fair liberty, the goddess, who can make vice itself a glory, forsook them when they sought to shelter within the pestilential circle of village strife and city welter. Thieves, bastards, liars, ruffians, panders, their vice has neither pride nor greatness. Now Christian they, now Turk, now godless, they live by stealth and cunning lore, forever buffeted and drifting, the gypsies free no more. Here too the high-born gypsies gather, last scions of a noble lineage, and in the crowd they are conspicuous among the mean and ragged rabble. Their profiles glimmer in the sunlight like blades of finely tempered sabres, and certain looks and certain gestures of their well-knit and upright bodies show in them still the fire of leaders and of commanders, still the mettle. their heavy locks behind them blowing, by broad-brimmed hats are decked and shaded, above which flutter plumes of feathers. And they are clad in snowy caftans, well lined with wool of silky softness, and waistcoats trimmed with golden lacings. Superb upon their restless horses, they have the mien of chiefs and captains, and their proud foreheads seem like tombstones, beneath which is forever buried a past of greatness and achievement, a past of vanished youth and glory. One still can vision in their faces a pure and generous reflection, which, ere it sinks and dies forever beneath an ocean's angry surges, still tries to struggle to the surface in one last bitter pang of pain, to clutch at rescue and salvation, and find each hope is vain. They too have thronged the learned gypsies, the thinkers, they who would unriddle the unexplained. They all have mustered the gypsies crazed by midnight studies of ancient books and conjurations, astrologers, diviners, wizards, the second-sighted, the soothsayers, and they who fathom dreams and visions. The gypsies who relate untiring strange legends and primeval sagas, the age-old tales they have exported like glittering gems and fragrant spices from their long-lost ancestral homelands, titanic lands where all things blossom unchecked, unhandled, and luxuriant. And others who recite in detail dark melancholy myths, though flooded with ruthless sunbeams of the tropics, and gypsies who can watch and study the twining orbits of the planets, the secrets of the constellations, and from their discourse with the heavens predict loves, lives, and destinations. With them they have arrived the gypsies who tame the seven-headed serpents which scatter fearful death around them. They have arrived those serpent charmers who bring with them their docile pythons which sway in undulating dances and which they wear like glistening bracelets or wrestle with in cold embraces. They have come too, the gypsy mystics, they who can read with eyes sibyllic, who through the dark eyes of the women can read in palms of high and lowly, as though in books or scrolls of magic, the writs of fate concealed to others. Wise gypsies, sorcerers and wizards, did they but wish they could have settled and taken root in any country. Fame had they won with any nation, and hearts and minds held in their power. But naught seek they, and naught desire they. One aim alone is theirs forever, to pass unhindered, proud and stubborn, rebuffed and hated, naked strangers. To pass together with the ravens, the clouds, the hawks, the birds of passage. They are not shiftless, they are gypsies. They have assembled too the gypsies who have built homes forever drifting like their own lives, and they have built them upon their wagons, and they trundle drawn on their way by yoked oxen. With elephants they show resemblance, and they resemble sea-borne vessels. And as they slowly make their way through passes, roads, or desert places, they creak and groan and lurch and sway. Those caravans, as they roll onwards, with gypsies panting close behind them, strike one as awesome and sedate, like holy arks or biers of state. Here too the gypsies come from Turkey, who under tents live their existence, a race apart and still untainted. In every clime and every country they pass like sabre-winged black ravens through city, pasture land, or desert. Dour and tenacious is the spirit that holds their frames straight and unbending, and that unyielding spirit flashes and glitters in their sombre glances. They are both muscular and lean, and forged of steel like that which fashions their rowels keen. Joys are to them the rain, the snowstorm, a thrill the noon sun's flaming light, and greater still to them delight, when, naked on the naked greensward, they close with death in last fierce fight. When in the tent's uncertain shelter, the tent all torn by winds affray, death swoops to snatch their lives away. Ganzas, Zaparas, and Netochis, and Roms and Kativels and Sintis, of all the tribes and all the races, the Bulgar gypsies from the Danube, the gypsies from Moldova-Wallachia, and from the Caucasus and Cyprus, and also the Aegean islands, the swarthy gypsies who are followed by dancing bears or chattering monkeys, the thick-lipped and the wool-haired gypsies. And here with them are also gathered the ruthless cutthroats and assassins, and they who any creed or worship, any confession or religion profess, yet faithless are and godless. They who, with no man ever allied, above all stand, aloof and callous, or under all glide unaffected, crawling still lower than the lowest. And they have come who, with the wolf packs, dwell in unlighted dens and caverns, half-naked, wild, diseased, and nomad. Their clawing fingers look like talons, and fang-like are the gleaming canines. They feed on cats, on rats, on dog flesh, like hawks and vultures of the air. And they are free and independent of all, even of a lair. And they have come, the basket weavers, horse dealers, farriers and woodcutters, the gypsy labourers and diggers, the idle gypsies and the workers, and they who reap gold for a harvest without the greed for its possession. They too who gaze upon the revels, upon the miseries of others, upon the sweating of the toiler, upon the kisses and the quarrels, upon the blush which ever reddens the dew-anointed cheek of women, upon the smoke which from the chimney of hearthside drifts in dwindling eddies, upon the great, upon the lowly. They who gaze and stay indifferent, who see all things as in a vision, and to their tents return each evening, and stay the same forever and ever. The roving gypsies too have gathered, who work with tinware and with copper, the gypsy artisans and artists. See there the blacksmiths, sturdy fellows, with their old tools and double bellows, the tinkers with their soldiering irons and loads of pots and pans and trays, who tend their hissing fires forever, who ever keep their fires ablaze, as if their tireless strength and vigour was kindled by those rays. And they have met the great creators, whose work is spun of rhythm and beauty and harmony as of a vision, the gypsy minstrels and musicians. The gypsies who, forever wandering from land to land, have now forgotten their mother tongue and ever change it, like their long staves which, on their travels, they cut from trees passed by the roadside. Their language thus is never stable, for from each people that they visit they plunder words, and this fresh booty they join to their own words and phrases, as to their creaking carts they harness the horses of all breeds and races, which likewise have been gained by plunder. One thing alone they never pilfer, one thing alone they never alter, the only fruit of their misfortune, of their cold hearts the sole creation, and it is you, O soundful music, creation of their rhythms and visions, O you who are their only language, its immemorial mystic strain, the music makers meet again. See they come, the gypsy women, gay as gods their forms bedeck, Necklaces of jade and coral gleam around each olive neck. Here they come in crimson dresses, yellow scarves about their tresses. Ah, their languorous eyes, their bosoms, their lips curved for caresses. Crowned they come with scented flowers of the Maytime fields and dells. In their hands they carry lilacs, tambourines, and tinkling bells. And they tread in circling measures, singing Maytime joys and pleasures. See, apart from all the others, see a gypsy maid advance. Now a girl of 18 summers whirls in wild tempestuous dance, glancing, gliding, swaying, swinging, to a frenzied cadence springing, and she's the queen elected of this joy-awakening day. Passion, ardour, grace, and beauty, gypsy maiden, maid of May. They have come, the gypsy women singing sweetly. Merry May has brought the springtime, summer follows in her train, and the stranger to his homeland hungers to return again. In the night his horse he saddles, ere the star of morning pales, shoeing it with golden horseshoes and the silver-headed nails. Cursed are you, O wandering gypsies, for your hearth fires never burn. You have neither home nor homeland to rejoice at your return. Only Merry May awaits you. May invites you to her feast. Come, you gypsies from the westlands, come, you gypsies from the east. In her fragrant fields and gardens, think no more of toil and strife. Hasten to the one and only festival of gypsy life. From the meadows of Kakava, where the tangled weeds that grow yield but coarse and rank provender, and the fountain but its flow, draw your milk and golden honey, and a manna from the skies, and an ancient wine and potent by your gypsy wizardries. O you warlocks who are tended by the fiends of all the hells, O you sages who can handle mystic scrolls and magic spells, saddle in the night your horses for the metal of their shoes, take the silver of the moonbeams and the gold the stars diffuse. Come, O wedded lovers single, gather here at May's command, and within this spacious meadow find a 3-day fatherland.